So you're visiting Osaka, you're wondering where to explore and where to get the best pictures. Luckily you got me for that. Plus, if you stick by to the end, I'll recommend you some very nice cafes and restaurants. First, I'll start with the most obvious. That is the Namba area. So if you ever see pictures of Osaka with the river, that's the Dotonbori area with the Glycoman and everything. You can spend a few days exploring the alleyways of Janjan Yokocho or Hozenji Yokocho. I would really encourage you to just scout the whole area from west to east, especially the Shinsai Bashi area. Like all those alleyways are just completely amazing. I was really surprised because I took so many great photos in those streets, and from there I would head southwards towards the Tsutenkaku Tower. If you ever seen that giant pufferfish with all the lanterns everywhere with the tower in the background, that's the Shinsekai area. But yeah, most people often forget the area between Namba and Shinsekai. That is the Nippon Bashi area. Now what sticks out there the most is the Denden town. That's like the otaku district, like where you go and see like all these like anime stores and manhwa. And if you're like into maid cafes and all that, you'll find all of that in Denden town. Now I'm going to talk to you about my personal favorite area that actually I never really hear anybody talking about. You never hear people talk about Dobotsuen-Mae. Now this is located on the south side. It's actually only like 2 blocks away from the Shinsekai area. This area was what I would think of as very retro, like where you see like the old school fonts, the old buildings. When I think Osaka, I think old school, I think retro, I think good food, and all of that can be found in Dobotsuen-Mae. Now I think what stands out the most when you get there is this shopping area. It's like a market. I believe it's called Ichibangai Shopping Street or something like that. Now you will enjoy exploring the shopping area and the alleyways surrounding Ichibangai. The whole area spanning southwards towards like the first large street that you have to cross. You could spend days just getting lost in that entire area. In fact, something that probably most people fail to mention is that in Dobotsuen-Mae, there's a district called Tobita Shinchi, and this is actually the red light district. Now, I'm not promoting people to go there and take photos of the girls working, because you go there, it's red light everywhere, girls in windows, men in droves just picking girls up. What I'm suggesting is you explore the area around Tobita Shinchi and Dobotsuen-Mae. Like, if you imagine Tobita Shinchi on Google Maps, do like a donut around it, and that will give you like the best pictures from Osaka, in my opinion. It's very old school. There's a tons of alleys to explore. It is very Osaka, especially when you see like the old school arcade fonts. I really love like the old laundromats that you find in Osaka. I think they look amazing. I have like a thing for laundromats. The old arcade machines, the storefronts that you find there, it's just it's very beautiful to me. Very end. If you look at Google Maps, there's the Dobotsuen-Mae, the whole Ichibangai shopping streets, and then at some point you're going to get into a street where you actually have to cross, and that area is Tenganchaya. And along that is like the Hankai Railway. Like, you can't miss it. It's just like a train that runs straight south, and just shooting on either side of the train tracks towards the south in Tenganchaya, man, those photos are amazing. I have a thing for like Osaka and storefronts, like Japanese storefronts. I've never seen such beautiful storefronts as the ones that I saw in Dobotsuen-Mae and Tenganchaya. And I think this area is like my overall favorite. Sure, you can get amazing photos in Nanba and Dotonbori and the river, which everybody does, by the way, but I spent the bulk of my time exploring these little alleyways and streets, and it seems like every night that I was out there, I would discover something new. There's this station called Tennoji, and there's like a little small arcade alley with a bunch of like neon lights and bars called Ura Tennoji. It's called Ura Tennoji Bar Street. You can find it on Google Maps, but you can find some really great pictures there as well. And also, of course, you cannot forget Osaka Castle. Now, you can get some great photos if you go into Osaka Castle itself. So what I did is I found a museum near Osaka Castle and I went upstairs. Of course, I had to pay to get in, but it was completely worth it because I got this very beautiful photo of like Osaka Castle with the city in the background. But for most people, just the vantage point that you get at Osaka Castle is going to be more than enough. Besides these areas, another one that I liked, which is actually not far from Dobotsuen-Mae, is Shin Imamiya. That's actually the station right next to Dobotsuen-Mae, but if you walk along the train tracks, if you explore the tunnels underneath it, you just find really awesome photographs. And I'm sure there's even greater places to take photographs in Osaka. I mean, Osaka is a giant city. I want to recommend a hostel to you guys. Now, I'm a pretty cheap person. I like paying as little as possible. And this hostel gave me my own room, and I think I was paying like $18 a day or something like that. But it's called Hotel Tayo. It's located right at Dobotsuen-Mae. Like as soon as you get out of the station, it's like a block away. I would also like to recommend this real nice cafe outside exit 2 Dobotsuen-Mae, next to the entrance of the Ichibangai shopping district. It's called Kaoseri Cafe. I think I remember seeing a sign that it was there since like 1945 or something. But man, that place was really good, really delicious. The coffee was a real banger. And as you can see, I really love Dobotsuen-Mae, and it's a real shame that most people don't talk about it. And there's another place also in Dobotsuen-Mae that is worth waiting for. It's called Okonomiyaki Chitose. I went there so many times during my stay. There was always a line, by the way, but I did not mind waiting. Of course, they serve okonomiyaki, but if you get the chance, eat their buttered scallops and oysters and octopus. And I don't even like seafood that much, but man, it was so delicious. But anyways, this is my guide for Osaka street photography in Japan. If you do go, let me know, because I really miss the Osaka vibes, and I know you're going to get some nice photographs no matter where you go, and hopefully this guide helped you learn something different than from most video guides out there.